As we discussed in earlier movies, when you're having a problem with an order or a seller, it's best to take care of it directly with them before you get eBay involved. But if all else fails, you can also contact eBay customer support about the challenges you're having with them. There are many different ways to address this, and let's walk through a few of the possibilities here in this particular movie. If you go to an item, you can go to My eBay and you can look at items you've won. You can always see the list here, and if you're having a challenge with an order, you can go ahead and click under More Actions, and you can contact the seller. That would be my first line of attack for resolving a challenge. If you haven't received the item, you might say, well, where's my item? So you click on the first choice, and you can go ahead and see the topics that eBay provides. You may need to pay for the item before it can be shipped to you. So in this case, I haven't paid for the item. Well, I wondered why I didn't get it. Well, it's because you haven't paid for it. So eBay is keeping track of that for me. You can also enter in other questions here, like you want to change your order. How do I cancel my purchase? Well, a purchase is binding, and generally when you make a purchase with a seller, you're obligated to complete that purchase. Maybe I have questions about returning an item or shipping questions. I can do all of these things here, and I can see the policy that this seller has about a specific returns policy, for example, or questions about shipping. The item ships from Palo Alto, so if I'm all the way across on the other side of the country, maybe it takes a little bit of time to get there. If I bought an item and I'm out of the country, I can see that this seller doesn't ship internationally. That could also pose a situation where I might need to resolve an issue. So if I want to have eBay get involved in resolving a problem with a transaction, I can click on More Actions and click Resolve a Problem, and I can indicate that my item doesn't match the seller's description. I want to report that to eBay, and the first thing that eBay will do is ask if I've contacted the seller yet. If I've contacted the seller, I would click here and indicate the date that I paid for the order, and then click Continue. Then I can open a case with eBay. eBay gives me some tutorials. I can learn more about the process of resolving a dispute with another member. I also can see the returns policy for the seller. This says that the seller is allowing a returns policy of 7 days after I receive the item, so I can click on Open a Case. I'm then taken to eBay's Resolution Center, and I can resolve my dispute here. Here I can describe the challenge that I'm having with the item, whether it's damaged, it's the wrong item, it's counterfeit, or missing parts or pieces, or unusable for some reason. I'm going to go ahead and indicate here that it's missing parts. I was told that not only does this beautiful doggy dish come with a gift box, but it also comes with a free gift card. Well, I didn't get either of those items. Then I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and indicate how I contacted the seller. Well, I contacted them through the eBay message system. Did they respond? No. Did the seller try to help you with your problem, or are you trying to work it out with the seller? No, they didn't. Then you can indicate what your communication was with the seller, and I'll say here, none, they didn't reply. Please enter a phone number where we can get in touch with you. Can we share your number with the seller? Yes, of course. And what resolution would you like? I still want the items I had ordered. There you go. Then I can go ahead and open a case. I've now opened the case on this particular transaction, and I can go to the Resolution Center. Not only can you see cases you've opened, but also all the cases that have been resolved or closed on your account as well. You can see that we have one case open, and here it is. You can either click here to view the item, or you can see the case details. I'm going to click on See Case Details here. The seller has a chance to respond and get back to you about working things out, and you have the ability to manage your cases here. You can add additional messages, or you can close the case. Once a seller has responded and resolved the problem that you're having with them, you can close the case, and you can indicate you worked it out with the seller. If you want to add some additional comments, you can do that, and then you can click Submit here. Are you sure you want to close the case? Please close this case only if you've finished all your transactions with the seller and if your issue has been completely resolved. This case cannot be reopened after you close it, and I'm going to click Yes. There you go. So getting in touch with eBay can also be helpful when you're having challenges with the seller on any aspect of an item you purchase. But first, chances are you're not going to have a problem or a challenge with a transaction, but you should reach out to the seller first before going through the eBay dispute and resolution process. It's good to know eBay is there for you to support you if you're not successful in resolving these challenges directly with the seller.